You guys have worked very hard over the 5 past weeks with lots of assignments, lots of activities, lots of quizzes, lots of practicals, and yeah, finally, it's payday. So welcome to you all. It really would be nice to see some videos because this is our final day, and I would love to see all of those lovely faces one more time before we let you all go for the last time. So if you don't mind, can I see some faces? Can I see some videos on? If you can, please. I'm waiting. Okay, there you go. Yeah, thank you. Okay, yes. Yeah, I know for those of you in the Northern Cape, there are 10 of you, so I may not see all of you all at once, but for the rest of you at least, yeah, I can see the faces. So it's nice to have been with you all and worked with you. So, like I said, this is the final session for the MEM SLP. And today we also have the staff from TIES joining us. And very shortly, I'll be introducing them and allow them to say a thing or two. Before I introduce them, I want to remind that if you have any outstanding activity that needs to be completed, particularly activity 16.1, the post course video feedback. Some of you have done it already. I was just watching the one from Mr. Butelezi, and I found it really, really very interesting. He really poured his heart out in that video, and he got full marks for it. So well done, Mr. Butelezi. That was really nice. I enjoyed your video thoroughly, especially the last one. I will listen to the rest soon. And for those of you who have submitted, it's been graded already. So I hope the rest of you will do the submission. Um, yeah, making sure you observe the due date. So you still have a few more days for that activity 16.1. And for the final assessment, which you wrote yesterday, we will start doing the grading sometime today or tomorrow now that everyone has done that particular assessment. And then you will see the updated marks once the grading has been done. And so, before I proceed any further, I would want to recognize those from TIES. We're also supposed to have the CEO of TIES and the marketing guy, but I think they did email this morning to say they have another meeting that clashed with this one, so they asked to be excused. But Ruth Rancieng is here with us, and I don't see anyone else from TIES, but Ruth is here. So, Ruth, please, can you unmute and show your face and introduce yourself once again and talk to the participants on this final day of the training.
Good morning, everyone. Tim, I think you caught me off guard there. Unfortunately, I can't have my camera on. And most of you have met me before. My name is Ruth, responsible for business development for TIES, and unfortunately, I'm alone today. So I will be with Tim during this closing session, and where input is needed, I will be commenting, and I will probably be commenting in terms of your certificates and how quickly we can get them. Yeah, that's it from my
Okay,
side.
thank you, Ruth. I may have to come back to you again.
Yeah.
Is your colleague joining us? I think Sharona. Or
No, she's
she?
also help
Okay,
Sherani. She's also
okay,
held up in
Sharani.
something. I'm alone.
Okay,
Yeah.
no problem. Now, once you have all completed the rest of your assignments and activities, that will give me time to finalize the marks. So within the next 1 week, I should be done with all the markings and assessments, and I will have your marks ready, and the marks will be sent to the office of ties, where they will then prepare a letter uh, that they will email to you, which would contain the outcome of, the course you have done, to show that you've passed with distinction or cum laude or whatever. I hope all of you passed with cum laude. But anyway, so, and then after that, it takes a bit of time for the certificate, the final certificate, to be ready. And the reason is because we have one certification office in TUT. And that office is the one that produces all the certificates for all the programs within TUT, whether they are the certificate programs, the short learning programs, the diploma programs, the degree programs, the masters and doctorate. That office does everything. And usually they give priority to the degree and diploma and masters and all that, particularly when there's graduation coming up, so that all those graduates will have their certificates on the day of graduation. So that's why it takes a bit of time. And so I would ask you guys to be patient. Although I have spoken, I got a call, particularly for your set. We'll try to see if we can make things quicker, because I know that for those of you in the Northern Cape, I did get a call to say that you're planning a big certificate handing over ceremony where the Premier will be involved, the MEC of Health will be involved, because this is a big event for you guys in the Northern Cape. And for that reason, I have spoken to Ruth to see how they can expedite the production, to liaise with the TUT certification office to expedite the production of the certificates, so that you will have it sooner and be able to carry on with the handing over ceremony of the certificates, because I know this is a very special event for you guys in the Northern Cape. So Ruth, can you just give an estimate of, normally we say, okay, normally certificate takes this long to be ready. But in your case, we are hoping if we push hard, it may take this long, which will be a shorter duration of time. So Ruth, can you please speak to that and also tell us who they should liaise with when it comes to asking about their certificate after this course and going forward?
All right. Audible. Okay. Well, I'm going to be jumping in to assist with your certificates because I do understand the urgency of it, and we do want to build a sustainable relationship with the province. So I'm gonna have to, yes, there is a contact that I've been told of. There's a lady that I'm gonna be forming a relationship with for her to really help me on this request. And yeah, I do know from coordination side that the general lead time for certificates is about 6 weeks. However, yeah, if it means I have to go be on campus every day and sit in their office every day and ask them kindly to assist in this regard, um, I can perhaps promise 4 weeks. However, as you all know, the university is big and it's serving a whole lot of students. So, but I'm gonna try with all my, yeah, with all my myself, or well, yeah, with all that I can to for them to see that this is urgent.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
if I have some time, Ruth, I will also do an email like you requested to explain the urgency. Maybe that will help. But thank you
Yes.
very much for availing yourself to pursue this issue so that they can get their certificates on time. Normally it takes around 6 weeks, but we'll see how we can assist for them to push and get it
Mm.
ready sooner. Thank you, Ruth.
Yes. So I will stay in contact with all of you, and you're more than welcome then to contact me. Where I
Yeah,
need assistance, coordination side, I will ask. But for now, you can contact me. I'll take the responsibility.
thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah. So if you need to download, yeah, I see there's a hand from the Northern Cape. Yes.
Hi, sir.
Good morning, Mr. Okai and the
Yes. Good morning.
colleagues.
Good
I
morning.
just want to understand, are you saying that it's going to take 4 weeks for us to get the certificates? Or can you
Yes.
give us an estimate? It's going to take 4 weeks.
Yes, that's what Ruth is saying.
But are you able to, in the interim, provide us with the completion letter?
Yes, that will come
Yes.
sooner. Yes.
Yes.
So if you
All right
listen
then.
to my explanation, I did say that the complete within the next 1 week, I should be done with marking all the assessments, and then I will collate and forward the results to Ruth, and then they will provide you with a completion letter. So that should happen within the next 2 weeks or so. You'll get the letter of completion. The certificate is the one that will take a bit longer because we don't print the certificates. The TUT certification office is the one that prints the certificate. Okay, but Ruth is promising that she will try to push for them to see the urgency of printing sooner, especially for your set, so that you can get your certificates sooner than the 6 weeks that it normally takes other participants to get it. So we'll push to see that that happens sooner. But you will get a letter of completion within the next 2 weeks. So we'll just wait for those who have not finished their assessments to complete their assessments in the next few days. And by next week, I should collate all the results, send it to the office, and then they will start preparing the letter of completion, which they'll email to each one of you.
No, thank you, sir. It is clear.
Okay, great. And thank you, Ruth, for that explanation also. So if you have anything you need to download, any video, any activity, or any of the content, feel free to do it within the next 1 week before the online system closes. Because after 1 week, it will close and you may not have access to the materials anymore. Now, when you download and use the material that are downloadable, not all are downloadable, but those that are downloadable, feel free. But remember that this is TUT copyrighted material. It's for your own personal use. It's not for you to share or distribute or give to others or provide them login access or anything like that. Because TUT may come after you for infringing on their copyright if it's used outside of those who have paid for this course. So please keep that in mind. You don't want the university coming after you with legal, problems and all of that. So it's for your own personal use, and use it with discretion. Great. Then some of the videos you have shared during your activities 10.1 and some of the ones I've seen in 16.1 are really quite good, and they'll make very good material for especially those who want to know what this course is about. So when they hear past participants of the course talking about the experience, it gives them hope, it gives them courage to do the course. Because some think it's a very, very difficult course. But when they hear you speaking and your experience, haven't gone through the course, it gives them a lot of hope. So we want to request permission to use some of those videos. Like we did post some to you when you were doing activity 10.1 to say, this is how you do it. So we share the link and you went, you watched the video so you know how to do it. So we want to do the same with some of the videos that you have shared as well. So we would need you to please give us permission to do that. So I would need you to please post in the WhatsApp group to say, yes, I give permission. But if you don't want your video to be used at all for other students who might want to see how some of these activities are done, but just say to us, please don't use my video so that we know, and then we can take down the video or whatever. But if we don't get any objection, we say, okay, maybe you permit us to use the videos to share with other students in future who might want to see how some of these activities are done. But please do engage with us in the WhatsApp group and give a thumbs up or just say, okay, yes, feel free to use my video, whatever. That will help us a lot because we don't want to do things against your wish, especially when your face is on it. Okay, thank you. Now, the other thing I would want to share going forward is now, what is the next step after this course? What is the next step? If you go down, let me go to the content area of my tutor so that I can share with you some of what we have there. So if you go down to here, resources, which I'm going to open right now. So resources, there are a number of things that we have there. So we have this training link, and some of you have been asking about the Fluke Advantage course. Fluke is a manufacturer of testing equipment, as you've seen during the course, and they manufacture a lot of this testing equipment. There are two companies that are the big companies with big names that manufacture this equipment. One of them is Fluke, the other one is Rigel, and there are others also in the market, but these are the two most popular ones. So Fluke provides free training on their brand of testing equipment. And you can do that training for free and get certification. So I recommend you do some of the trainings that are available on the Fluke website. So if you go to resources, you go to training link, you will see free training from Fluke Biomedical. There's a link that you will click and it will take you to the site for Fluke, their website, where you can choose whatever testing equipment you want to learn more about, follow the training, and then you'll get a certificate on that brand of or that type of testing equipment at the end of their training, and it's all for free. Okay, now if you look down here, you will also see that we have something called the Clinical Engineering Association of South Africa. So you might want to be a member or an associate member, and there is a link to their website that is provided, and also a membership application link if you want to apply as a member, so that you can have the full benefits of being in this profession for clinical engineers. Um, then there is also an exclusive WhatsApp group that we have created. It's a WhatsApp group for clinical engineers, technicians, and past students of this course, as well as past students of TUT who studied clinical engineering. So in that group, you have a lot of professionals in the field, both in the private sector, the public sector, hospitals, clinics, companies, and academia, and past students of this course. In that group, you can ask any question about clinical engineering. If you're looking for a spare part, if you're looking for a particular supplier of a certain equipment, or you have a device in the hospital, you don't know what it is, you just take a picture, post on the group, someone is going to reply and explain things to you. So it's a very helpful group, a place where you can get instant help on anything. If you need a contact number of a supplier from a particular company, you don't have it, just post in that group and you get immediate response. They also share job opportunities and work integrated learning opportunities related to clinical engineering in that WhatsApp group. So there's a link here that you can click if you wish to join that WhatsApp group. There is also something called the Clinical Engineering Alliance. So it's a global non-profit organization for clinical engineering worldwide. And yeah, so they do online webinars, trainings, webinars, events, online, international conferences, etc. So if you want to find out more about them or access some of the past webinar topics that they have presented, I've also included a link to their website. So these are all additional benefits of doing this course. And from time to time, when we have these webinars organized either by the Clinical Engineering Association of South Africa or the Global Clinical Engineering Alliance, we will post information about those webinars on your WhatsApp existing WhatsApp group, so that if you wish to attend any of those events, you can do so, register and do so. And they're all free online events. Okay, so on the resource area, you will find all of this information that I've just shared. And if you have need of purchase of testing equipment, some of the links are there also. Ecomed is one of the suppliers of the testing equipment, and their details to their catalog is also available there. Okay, so these are some of the things that I wanted to talk about as we close the session. I'm going to make room for, yeah, one more thing. So you've done this medical equipment maintenance course. Some might say, okay, is that the only course you have? Or do you have another course related to clinical engineering that we can also attend? So the answer would be yes. We are developing another course, which is also an online course, a 6-week course, and is a course on healthcare technology management. So we call it the Clinical and Biomedical Engineering Technology Management course. And it covers a lot of interesting modules. So it gives you a broader perspective. What you've done is just like the basic course. So that one is more like an intermediate, and later there'll be an advanced course. So that will also broaden your knowledge and perspective in the field of clinical engineering and give you also some management skills related to this field. So we are still developing that course. It's not yet fully ready, but once the course is ready, we are going to advertise in the various WhatsApp groups, and you will get to know that yes, the course is ready. And then for those of you who want to apply and do the course, you'll be free to do so. So let me pause here and let's take some questions if there are any. Oh, okay. Yes. While we are waiting for your questions, I see that Ms. Putsomacheka, the CEO of TIES, is with us. I'm sure she finished earlier from her meeting. So I would like to welcome, and she's also here with Xavier Dipedi, who is in charge of digital marketing. So, okay, let me take a question from Martin, and then we will recognize Xavier and Miss Macheka and ask them to say something. Martin.
I just want to say I'm still struggling with that 14.1, but I'll talk to you afterwards, I think.
Okay. So
Thank
if
you.
if anyone still has anything they're struggling with, just let me know. The WhatsApp is still available. You can still reach me for the next 1 week. I'm still available. Okay. So Martin, let's talk about it once we close now so we can see how to assist. But I think from my side, Martin, I don't think you have any issue with 14.1 because I've seen your submission, and you've been graded already for 14.1, which is the posting on Padlet. So I don't see any issue with that, but we can still discuss and know what the issue is. Great. Liam, I see your hand.
Yes, good morning, Tim. I just quickly want to just double check. You said that the uh, content will be available to download for the next week. So does that mean we won't be able to log into the LMS system after 1 week to follow the resource links, or am
Yes.
I?
Yes. So after 1 week, what you paid for is over. It's not available forever. It will be closed. You won't have access anymore.
Okay.
So you have the next 1 week to download whatever you want to download, and or go over whatever you need to go over or redo. Not for marks, but just for the knowledge, right? Because the grading has been done already. Yeah, but you have 1 week to still have access to the platform. After that, the platform will be closed and the contents will no longer be available.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so let's first welcome Xavier, and then finally we'll give the platform to Ms. Macheka.
Morning, everyone. Thank you, Mr. Tim. Morning, everyone. My name is Xavier Dipedi, and I am the social media marketing officer. And thank you so much for obviously entrusting us with your personal development going forward. And I hope that you receive the value that you intended to get. And also would also like to let you know that this is not obviously the end, just like Mr. Tim has said, that there are other groups and other short learning programs that you can expect from us. So we thank you very much. And please do give us a thumbs up so that we are able to post those testimonials, so that others can know that, this course does indeed assist you in terms of what you would like to achieve in your further career development. Thank you so much. And once again, we thank you for trusting us. And thank you, Mr. Tim.
Thank you, Xavier. Yeah. Ms. Macheka, can you please say something?
Yes, good morning, colleagues. I'm going to switch on my camera just so you can connect the voice to the face. Is it on?
Yes, we see you now.
Okay, good morning, This is me. Once again, thanks, Mr. Tim, for inviting me to this session, and my apologies for joining late. Myself and Xavier were in another meeting. So as introduced, my name is Puzo Mateja, and I wear two hats. The first one being the MD of TIES, as Mr. Tim has alluded to earlier, and then the other one is a director of the new directorate that has been formed within the university, the TUT Continuing Education, TUTCE for short. So TIES is in a process of transitioning to become a directorate within the university, still doing the same thing, responsible for training and continuous professional education and development. So TUTCE will then be responsible for offering an administrative shared service to the entire community of the university, making sure that we provide a end-to-end learning management platform where the enrollments will happen, and also taking on the course, whether it's online or it's a physical course, where the assessments will take place, submission of assessments, there's payment gateway as well. The certificates will be also be received from the LMS. So that is the transition. And so in future, you will not see the TIES, Tshwane Institute for Continuing Education, but rather the TUTCE logo. And I just want to maybe share the screen just so you don't look for us and think that you are lost. Will still be TUTCE. So this is what, can everyone see my screen?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, and I'm giving you a sneak preview. This has not yet been launched. So our colleagues in the university, I might get a slap on the wrist to say, why are you revealing this before it's even launched? So you can see that this is still TIES, but it now has the colors of the university. And instead of Tshwane Institute for Continuing Education, you now have Tshwane University of Technology. So this is what you will be seeing in future. If you see this, don't think that you are lost or you are now dealing with new people. It will still be us, but now being, fully in the university. So, yeah, as you may be aware, or maybe might not be aware, that TUT is the biggest university of technology, the biggest contact university of technology, not only in the country, but in the continent. And our engineering faculty has been rated, as one of the best. And this is where this course is housed. So you chose very well, and thank you for, entrusting us with your career development and, your personal development. So I'd like to believe that the past couple of weeks, have been very engaging. I'd like to believe that you have learned a lot, from our expert, Mr. Tim. And I know that maybe it might have gone quicker, because we most of the time hear those comments that, it was on treadmill, it was on steroids, but I'm sure that Mr. Tim has done a very good job in terms of, hand holding you to make sure that you understand. One thing that I'd like to emphasize is that many a times short learning programs underestimated. People think that, there's no value in doing a short course. That's not correct. Short courses are very important. That's one way of keeping up with the changes. I'm sure you'll agree that in this world that we're living in today, the world that has overtaken by, technology, things change rapidly and rapidly so. So one way of keeping up is through the short learning programs, because they are meant to address the gaps that exist in the professional knowledge, to fill those gaps. And if you don't continuously upskill yourself, reskill yourself, you become irrelevant. You start lagging behind. So it's very important that we take continuous education and professional development very serious through short courses like this. So thank you for entrusting us once again. So this short course has been accredited through CIASA. It carries about 11 CPD points, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah, 11 CPD points. Yeah, so please, the knowledge that you have acquired over the past couple of weeks, please put it to good use. As TUT, as TIES, we pride ourselves in giving knowledge that works. We don't want to train people for the sake of training and just ticking a box and say we've trained so and so, we've trained so and so. If that training does not make any difference, for you in your environment, then it becomes a waste of time, for us. And I'm sure maybe with you as well. You don't want to be paying this amount, and then at the end of the day, you're still stuck, you're still where you were. So if we train you and there is no difference between the before and the after state, then we get worried. Then we know that the knowledge that we gave you, has gone to waste, or it has not been put to good use. So please do implement what you have learned. If you get stuck, I'm sure Mr. Tim, won't mind, assisting. And I'm not committing you, Mr. Tim. I know that you've got other commitments, but I don't think that Mr. Tim will mind in terms of assisting where you did not understand. So please make a difference where you are, what you've learned, implement it. And then, Xavier will be in touch, after a couple of weeks or months, just checking how you're doing. How are the concepts being implemented? Do you see any difference? And things like those. So we appreciate feedback. Your feedback is extremely important, good or bad, because that helps us to continuously improve in how we do things, and it helps us also to shape the course and also inputs that are to come. Like I've said before, there is we're working on a very beautiful learning management platform. We are concluding it. Actually, that's the meeting that we're attending with Xavier earlier on. So that will give great user experience. It's user friendly. It also enhances the teaching and learning experience. So please, next time you will be using a different learning management platform. So with that being said, Mr. Tim, thank you so much. Thank you for always availing yourself and, the passion that you have. And we are also seeing that you're developing more short courses, and we really appreciate that. So in terms of the certificates, as soon as we receive the results, then we start ordering the certificates. So the certificates will take anything from 6 to 8 weeks. And if there are graduations within the university, sometimes it takes a little longer because they would prioritize printing of formal qualifications. But 6 to 8 weeks, we should be having your certificates, and we will keep in touch and let you know how are we doing, if there are any delays, but there shouldn't be. So yeah, thank you, Mr. Tim, and thank you everyone for entrusting us once again with your development. You should also give yourself a pat on the back. You've dedicated your time, you've taken time off, your busy schedules, and that shows that you are serious about your development as well. So yeah, thank you very much, colleagues, and have a good day further.
Thank you so much, Ms. Putsomacheka, for giving us this update. I've also learned something, and now I have seen the new logo for TUTCE. That's great. Thanks. Regarding the certificate, before you came, we were making a request because I got a call from the Northern Cape. You know, there are 10 participants from there. And for them, this is a big event because they only have one technician for the whole province. So to now have 10 more doing this course, they really want to make it a big deal. And they're planning like a certificate handing over ceremony involving the MEC of Health, the Premier. So they want to make it a big event. So the request is if we can expedite the certificate production so that they can have it um, earlier where possible. If we can just explain to those who produce it to maybe prioritize. So we don't keep a premier and the MEC of Health in the Northern Cape waiting for too long to hand over the certificates. It's just a
Yeah.
request that they made. So yeah, so if you can just help press the necessary buttons and see that they get it on time. But on my side, next week I should have all the results ready, and then I'll forward it to your office so that they can give them the letter of completion while they wait for the certificates to be ready. But thank you so much for the updates.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, colleagues.
Okay, so
I
are
don't know
there
if I'm
any?
still
Yeah.
needed, Mr. Tim. Can I exit the
Yes,
meeting or should I stay?
I don't know if anyone has a question before we allow Ms. Macheka and the rest of the TIES staff to leave. Any other question? We promised 40 minutes and we just have 2 more minutes. Yeah, Prudence.
Hi, everyone.
Yes,
Can you hear me?
yes, but come closer to
Oh,
the mic.
I just wanted to ask, I don't know if I've missed out on this. I just wanted to know how are we getting the certificate?
Okay, the first letter you get, letter of completion, you will receive by email. The certificates are hard copies. They'll be printed out. That's why it's going to take a bit of time. So they're going to be printed out, and once they are ready, it will be couriered to you.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. If there are no other questions, I believe we can excuse Ms. Macheka and the team from TIES because they are quite busy. But thank you very much for availing yourself. That really added a lot of value to this closing event. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, everyone, and have a good
Yeah.
day further and a good
Thanks.
weekend. Thank you.
Thank
Bye,
you.
Mr. Tim.
Thank you,
Thanks.
everyone.
Okay.
Thank
Yeah.
you, everyone. Have a good day further. Bye.
Thank you, Xavier. Thank you, Ruth. Yeah. So, are there any other questions? I think that's all about the briefing today. We've explained about everything else regarding the next step. So, are there any further questions from anyone before we close? It's exactly 40 minutes. We want to keep to our promise. Any questions from anyone before we finally close?
Nothing from my side.
Okay. Yes, Mr. Buthelezi.
Morning, everyone. Okay,
Yeah.
on my side, it's not a question. It's just something that to be aware of. I did my assessment yesterday,
Yes.
and I did it on 2 attempts. I was a bit worried because of what I saw from the screen.
Yeah.
The results that came out. So when I did it the second time, I still got the same result.
Mm.
So just to say that it's something like you said that it was a computer that may be having problems with words and names. I don't know if I'm
Yeah.
making sense.
So, like I said, I'm going to grade it manually. So I'll check through what the computer has graded. Obviously, the true or false questions, there's nothing to change, either true or false. Multiple choice question, there's nothing to do there. What you get is what you get. So the ones that we'll check manually are those maybe short answer questions where you have to write something, right? Or fill in the gap or whatever. So those are the kind of questions that we'll go through. That maybe what you write may not exactly fit with what was pre-programmed in the computer. So we'll just check manually to make sure everything is okay. And if there's a disparity, we'll give you your marks where you deserve more marks and all of that. So that will start today. And maybe from tomorrow, you will start seeing the change. Yeah.
3 marks,
Okay.
2 attempts. Okay, yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
no, great.
Yeah.
Great, understood.
Okay, but otherwise, I think we can end our briefing here, and this is officially the end of the course. But you can still have access to me for the next 1 week. If there are still any questions, any comments, any issues, I'm still available. My WhatsApp is still on 24 hours to you for the next 1 week. But you can also connect use the link in the resource section to connect to that WhatsApp group so you can have continuous forever access to other clinical engineering technicians out there for whatever else you may need in this field. It's been a pleasure working with you guys, connecting with you, getting to know you, Martin and Liam and Letukutula and the rest of you. Maybe those of you from Northern Cape, one day when I visit, I'll get to see you. Yes. But thank you all very much, Mr. Makafola and the rest of you. I hope to work with you again sometime in future. It's a small field and it's a small world. I hope we'll meet again somewhere. But for now, all the best, and it's been a pleasure working with you and having this journey with you the past 5 weeks. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much, Tim. Thank you. Bye-bye.